No man, oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Put on the gas. I will not crash. 100 yard dash. 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 Yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Here we go. The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Watch that in. Tight end right.
Here's the second-year man from San Diego State, Rashad Penny. Levante David, the Bucs' leading tackler, 6 of the last 7 years in there to make the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Double count. Get wall. Slam. Move the team. Pause. 45 the mic. You ain't going nowhere.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
All go special. 25. Check 25. No pass. Check 3. Alert.
Throwing on second down. Wilson flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
45. Hey, zero. I got one.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's going to go down again. T.J. Watt, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. 4th down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. This is taken at the 18. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
First and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out first and 10.
Watch the run. They're running it.
Winston now to throw on first down. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
First down, Buccaneers.
And that's the first connection, the number 1 overall pick in 2015, finding the number 7 pick in 2014 in Evans.
And what a great target Mike Evans is for Jameis Winston. Winston's a pretty accurate thrower, but that catch radius that Evans provides, that makes him that much more dangerous. Chris Godwin, the former Penn Stater, should see an increase in action and production in 2019 with Adam Humphries and Deshaun Jackson gone from the team. 842 yards in 2018, second only to Mike Evans on the Buccaneers.
The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. And some nifty running right away as he'll get this up past the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Only one way to describe Ronald Jones' rookie season with Tampa Bay, and that's disappointing. Drafted to be their lead runner, just 23 carries on a team that ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing.
Jameis to throw it. His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Buccaneers 7, Seahawks nothing.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. No, spinning away. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Alert. Watch the ship.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Penny, a first down carry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Bucs 45-yard line.
Get in the weight room. Slam. Watch that. Sponge. No. He's coming. Double up. Go, guys. 4 down.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they face a 3rd and 15 here following the delay of game. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
The play over first and 10 go at their own 20-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. An update now from Oakland. The Raiders there have opened a 2-touchdown advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back, trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Well scripted. They had the big running play, now the big passing play. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Ready. Black 25 behind. Follow. Watch the slap. Right there.
After the penalty, it's Jones. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 3rd down, Winston. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny? When we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Carson. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down.
45, 45, Mike, 45. 14, got it.
Here's Wilson. And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now fourth down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's got this down to the 35. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A gain of 2 makes
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
That was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. A 40-yard punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 40-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get 1 play before the 2-minute warning. Now a 1st down carry by Jones.
Right there. All day, baby.
All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by for Orlando. He'll be alongside and have to take us through the weekend in the NFL. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
1st down, Tampa Bay.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Let's pick it up. It's outside. Let's get off the field. Anyway, the field.
From the gun, Winston. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. That's Ziggy Ansah, the number 5 pick in 2013, credited with a sack. And Gay knocks this one through. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Now Jones. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Ready, blue ready. Right there, 54 Mike. On the ball.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, as the first half is winding down, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Gay is on for the point after. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score Buccaneers 34, Seahawks 10.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Credit the sack to Vita Vea. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on Here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now Jones. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? It looks like they're ready to go.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
Check. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Bound to lose 1. Delta. Shoot! Hey, alert.
Throwing again here, Wilson. And he's got his target. That's more. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
54's Mike. Check. 54. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Hey, what? One fluff. Check Mike 54.
On first down, Wilson. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 25. 3. Hey, 0.
On third down, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 17-yard line. Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
45.
Alert.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. David Moore, his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Mike 54. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
He's checking.
Triple team. Crash.
They just do get the play off. Now Winston. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Ready? Black,
49. Watch the pass.
They'll run it with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Ready? Blue lady.
Mike 54.
That's what I do.
They'll go again to Jones. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
To throw, Winston. And that is incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Now let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They're indeed going. It's Winston. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's get in there. 45.
Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Howard. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Watch QB's off. That's it. 45's the mic. Watch the pass.
Hey, check Mike 40.
One left.
It's coming this way. Here we go.
Alert 3. 19. 45, 45. Mike, 45.
Now Rashad Penny. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They keep it with Penny on first down. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target, and that'll bring up second down.
Check 9, check 9.
Well.
To throw again, Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
0-0. You got tight. You got tight right there. $45. Mike, 45. Man. Let's go double count right here. Double count. Hey. 45 to Mike.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Levante David. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
Slam. Hey, alert. 12. 45 to Mike. Zoom. Come on, D. 45.
They're going on fourth down. It's Wilson. He'll get this to Jennings over the middle. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? Best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. Because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Again, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. He's got a first down and more past the 30. Finally taken down at the 32-yard line. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, TJ Logan. Room here to run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25. He came right off the bench. That's his first carry of the game, and he left an indelible mark on the game.
Did not just bring fresh legs off the bench. He brought a fierce mind as well. He had a lot to prove, didn't he? He thinks he's as good as the guy who's the starter. Wanted to prove it, and boy, did he on that play.
And defensively trying to beat the 2-minute warning with a timeout, and they do. Calling it with 2:04 left. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll keep it on the ground. Jones. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Jones. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7.
Right left. Check. West. Here we go, deep.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They'll try and throw for him with Wilson. And he's going to be taken down here. Back across midfield, 3 yards away from midfield at the 47. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs.
Check. Watch 54. Flip.
On 1st down, it's Jones. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Jones. And an alley to run. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, You think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Bucs, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7, and they'll try to get back to their winning